Hey everyone, it's Lior here, and this is another Jumps Like Lightning episode. Today we have Hendrik from Ducksmark. He's going to talk to us about how Ducksmark are doing policy and management and governance using Azure Arc. So stay tuned. Let's do this. Hey everyone, it's Lior, and today we have Hendrik. How are you doing, sir?
Hey Lior, I'm good, thanks. And about you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm excited to talk to you, and I know that you have some cool stuff to show us today. So let's just get to it. Tell the audience who you are, what is it that you do, and why we're even talking here.
Yeah, so I'm Hendrik Tillman. I'm a technical architect at Dexmark here. And the thing we're doing here at Dexmark is we're trying to make everything as easy as possible for our customers. So with Azure Arc, we have the possibility to just enable the customers to see their on-prem and their Azure environment, everything from one single pane of glass. So that's what we try to do to help them and to get the most benefit out of their Azure experience.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys are based in Belgium, right? You're a services company, and you're a Microsoft partner, and you're doing a lot of Azure-related solutions and engaging with customers. Can you tell me a bit about the experience working with customers around the Azure Arc technologies before we are kind of diving into what is it that you guys did with Azure Arc?
Yeah, sure. We're a cloud-first company here. We try to do everything in the cloud, everything with Microsoft and Azure. But we've seen a lot of times that customers just can't move everything to the cloud, for example. So it's not possible to migrate every service or every server to the cloud. And for that case, Azure Arc is a perfect, jump over to the cloud for them to have everything combined, to have the same experience across all of the servers, across all of the services they have. So it's ideal for them to use it.
And what type of customers you guys are dealing with? Like, do you have like specialty in a certain industry or?
Not specifically. It's all enterprise customers we're dealing with. So we have customers in the healthcare, we have customers in the manufacturing industry. It's all over the board. So it's all big customers, the only thing.
And today I know that you have like a quick demo to show us. I know that you guys build a solution. So
Yes.
I'm happy to see what you have and talk to us about the type of solution, how did it help with the customers.
Indeed. So one of our customers, we just did migration for them. We migrate a couple of hundred servers to the cloud for them, but they still had about 200 servers on premises. Gathered around a couple of their infrastructure, or at least on their data centers on prem.
Mm-hmm.
And for one server, it's easy to just onboard via the Azure portal. If you have to do 200 servers, it's a bit more tricky, let's say. So that's what, when Azure Jumpstart came in, at least.
So you guys actually use that, right?
Yeah, correct. So we found a script there that actually enables us to onboard the VMs into Azure.
Mm-hmm.
But we just did a little modification to that one. So we have this page here with the script. We just followed all these prereqs. So we did the version check, the register of the hybrid compute provider, and also created.
Basically, you took that script and you modified that to support like at scale onboarding, stuff like that.
Indeed. So thanks to the service principle here that we created, we didn't have to enter username password every time we want to onboard a server.
Yeah.
So we took this script here that we can actually find it, just one copy, and a little modification to it that actually enables us to import this script into the GPO. And that GPO just runs on every PC, on every server that we want to have on board in Azure Arc. We did some extra additional testing, let's say. So just gonna check first if a certain key for the Azure Connected Machine Agent exists. If that one doesn't exist, that means Arc's not probably not installed.
So what's the idea here? Like the idea is when you have a new machine that is joined to a domain, basically the GPU catch up and run the.
We don't have to do anything any special anymore. Indeed, so just gonna put this in a certain folder, this VM, and it will automatically install the Arc agent on board into Arc. For the moment it's on board in Arc, we also have policies enabled for this customer. And with that policy, it will automatically install the OMS agent, for example, that's being used for the Windows updating and also sending log files towards Azure.
Got it. So tell me something. I mean, when I'm looking at these type of solutions, right? When you have, it's kind of the I want to say the legacy world, right? Which is you have machines, they're onboarded to a domain. You have a GPO that, in this case, execute the script. But when you guys talk to the customer, were there any conversations around using other methods, like maybe, I don't know, something like Chef or Puppet or SCCM, in order for you guys to do this type of scale onboarding? Or was it still kind of like, we're good with the GPO, we'll continue chasing that path, and we'll try to optimize as we go?
Yeah, the first thing we're always asking is if they have any already implemented methods for deploying packages for them. This customer didn't have anything, so that's why we created GPO for them. But of course, normally, we'd like to prefer to go via SCCM or something similar to that for the installation.
So talk to me about, maybe share a bit of details about the project when it comes to how much time it saved through the processes. What was the engagement model when it comes to Azure Arc? What are the things or the leading questions that you guys had with the customer?
Yeah, at least for the onboarding part, before we took about 5 to 10 minutes maybe to onboard the server, just with the script, downloading everything, putting everything in order, stuff like that. For a moment we implemented this script here. It's just a couple of seconds, because the only thing you need to do is to put the VM in the correct OU, and that's it. So
all right,
at least for the customer, it's saving a lot of time, because we're trying to
it sounds very efficient. I mean, it sounds simple, very efficient. And I'm wondering, so you guys are talking to this customer and other customers, and I'm wondering what type of other Arc conversations you guys may have.
At this point, this one was just for a VMware customer, of course. We're also talking about another customer actually implementing the Arc for HCI, for Azure Stack. It's also a big one. And then now, since recently, also with the SQL onboarding. So that's also big questions we got from customers, big topic for a moment, for Azure Arc for SQL servers.
So basically, like, showing the SQL servers that are deploying on premises, bring those into Azure as first-class citizens using Arc, and start getting telemetry, right?
Yeah,
Stuff
indeed.
like that.
So that you can just have one overview within the Azure portal for all the SQL servers, all the normal servers, and also actually seeing what databases are on their servers there, and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, and these are, again, more automations that we have in the Jumpstart. So I'm wondering what you guys can do with those, right? I mean, you took the basically the basic scenario of onboarding the server. You did some automations around that. You put a GPO. Would love to see that as a scenario one day. But I think that when it comes to SQL Server, pretty much sound the same when it comes to how you are approaching the onboarding experience. Is that correct?
Yeah, indeed. Everything needs to be in control of the customer from our end. So try to help them as much as possible with what they have on premises and what they know. So every onboarding is a little bit different, but it's more easy for the customer itself, because they know their environment the best, and they don't need to learn anything new or install or configure anything new. So
hey, if it's working, it's working. I basically, when I'm hearing this type of simple use cases and user stories, it makes me happy, because I know that sometimes people tend to over-engineer solutions, and I think that if it's working and if it's simple, there's no reason why to try to overcomplicate stuff.
Indeed.
So I'm happy that you guys took that route.
Yeah, so because if you make things more complex or introduce new things that they don't use, they will just leave it by their side, and won't ever use it again, and you just lose all the cool features it's providing.
So tell me, Hendrik, one last question before we're wrapping up, because it is Jumpstart Lighting and we're trying to keep things short and sweet. So one last question before closing on this. After you onboarded the server, what type of other attached Azure services you guys are taking advantage of on those onboarded Arc resources?
Yeah. So like in this case, for example, for this customer, we actually also installed the OMS agent. And then we created some automation with automation accounts to install updates for the servers for them.
Yeah.
That was used, the installation itself, everything is done automatically via Azure Policies. So it's really the complete suite. So everything, the Arc agent gets installed automatically. After about 10 to 15 minutes, the Azure Policy kicks in and installs the OMS agent. And then the only thing we'd left to do from our side is just to say, this server needs to get this update policy, and it's good to go for the future.
Which is really one of the key design principles around Azure Arc, right? Once you're bringing those resources and onboard those resources, now you can start taking advantage of those Azure native attached services like Azure Policy to do a bunch of other things after the resource was onboarded. So that's cool.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So, hey, Hendrik, I wanna tell the customers and the audience where to find you guys. So, can you give us a bit of background on where you guys are at, how to find you, and obviously we'll keep all the links in the description below.
Yeah. So you can find Dexmark at www.dexmark.com. Have all information there. For people from Belgium, we live in Temses, Niklaas. So it's not that far. It's nice in the center of the country almost.
So tell me, Hendrik, what is the best thing about Belgium?
Chocolate, fries, beer.
and soccer, right? You guys are doing pretty well?
Yeah, just one last night, so it's going very good. So,
well, that's awesome. So thanks everyone for watching this another episode of Jumpstart Lightning here with Hendrik, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.